May the 18th marks the International Museum Day. This year, the theme is the future of museums, recover and reimagine. In this report, Arise correspondent Seyitan Atigarin explores the Yemisi Shyllon Museum of Arts in Lagos, Nigeria, which hopes to inspire and educate a new generation in the post-pandemic world.
For centuries, a vast range of African art has been domiciled outside the continent. Due to this, there has long existed a disconnect between the people, their art, and their history. However, in recent years, Nigeria specifically has been enjoying something of a resurgence in its art industry. While the older museums remain underfunded and dilapidated, the Yemisi Shillong Museum is one of the few museums in the country leading the resurgence in recent years. Tucked away in the outskirts of Nigeria's commercial capital is the Yemisi Shillong Museum of Art on the campus of the Pan-Atlantic University in Ibeju-Lekki. Named after Prince Yemisi Shillong, a Yoruba prince from Ogun State in southwest Nigeria, and currently one of Nigeria's largest art collectors and a main donor for the University Museum, donating $1.7 million towards its establishment and 15 years of maintenance, along with 1,000 works from his collection. YMSA, as it is often called, has one of the most impressive permanent collections in Nigeria, ranging from contemporary West African artists to historic sculptures. The building itself is an artwork also designed by the museum's inaugural director, Jess Castiote. He explains how this institution maintains its founding ambition to reimagine the way Nigerian history is taught through its art.
More than being a teaching museum, we are a learning museum. We want to be space of a forum for thinking, for learning, for discovery, for exploration. And this is something that fits very well a university environment. We are about to start a program for public secondary schools. So it's a program where rather than bringing people and teaching them, giving them lectures, we want them to discover. We start with objects, in this case Benin Bronzes, and we want these young people from this school to start thinking, who made this? When was it made? What was it made for? What materials do they use? You know, we talk of bronze. Bronze is made of copper, tin, and zinc. Do we have copper mines in southern Nigeria? No. From where did in 16th century Benin get copper? So by engaging an object, we can go into the history, the organizational structure of society, we can, the culture, the philosophy, the religion, the aesthetics. So we want people to discover.
On the 30th of April this year, Germany agreed to return priceless artifacts that were stolen when British troops looted thousands of artworks known as the Benin Bronzes in 1897. Following auctions, they ended up in museums and private collections across Europe, and though Jess thinks it's justice that they will be returned, he believes that shouldn't be the only narrative.
So this is important. The works is good that they come. But I think we have a danger here, and it's narrowing a much larger reality, narrowing it down to that moment in history when these artworks were taken. Not all artworks in Benin history were taken. And secondly, the production of bronzes in Benin didn't stop with that looting. What are we doing with the works, the ones we have, for instance, now in the National Museum? How many people are going to see them? How are we documenting them? How are we bringing them to ordinary people? How are they helping people to discover more about the roots with the ones we have? Of course, if more come, it will be better. But we already have. And what are we doing? I think that that's a relevant question for us here.
May 18th is International Museum Day, with the theme, The Future of Museums, Recover and Reimagine, one that rings true following a 2020 UNESCO report that states of the 95,000 museums in the world, due to the coronavirus pandemic, 90% were forced to close their doors, with more than 10% that may never reopen.
So COVID, in a way, forced us to rethink what we are, whom we want to reach, how we are going to reach. So in our strategic plan now, for instance, we have as a priority to create a substantial presence in the digital world, to create content that is relevant and useful. So we are working a little bit on doing research, on creating material that can be useful to people outside. COVID, all in all, it was not so bad for us. We managed to survive, we managed to pay our salaries every single month, despite not having visitors.
Tour manager Solomon Nkwagu spends a lot of time on the museum floor, relating with visitors, and speaks on the artworks as they are categorized into different exhibitions, addressing societal issues and showcasing the rich cultural heritage of Nigerian art to the world.
Okay, so this is black gold. So black gold is about the Niger Delta region, the oil-rich region of Nigeria. These are cans of drinks that are burnt into this brownish color. So this talks about crude oil exploration in the Niger Delta and how it is affecting the whole region. When you look at them closely, you see so much sadness. They are not happy about what is going on in the land. So Glimpse of Glory is a 1989 classic by Olaku Abiodun that is a tribute to a famous Nigerian footballer that died on the pitch in active service to the nation, Samo Kwaraji. His death is something that reminds us of us all as Nigerians, of an event that could unite us all as a nation.
While the management of the Yemisi Shyllon Museum continues its efforts on not just showcasing Nigerian art, but also introducing educational programs and resources to public secondary schools in the community, the success of the museum will be measured by how much they are able to engage. Seyitan Atigarin, Arise News, Lagos.
All right, wonderful report there by Seyitan Atigarin. It's International Museum Day today. I mean, Tundu, you're taking this, especially as regards, telling the history of our country at a point in time like this in our national life, role of museums.
Well, great work by Seyitan, as always, there. But what I want to see in the future, because she did raise that issue, is that all the stolen artwork should be returned so that we can have an even more enriched experience. I mean, this Shillong Museum is absolutely spectacular, but all our artwork should return to Nigeria. And that ready excuse is no longer available, that we do not know how to properly house and take care of our own artworks. We can see here quite clearly demonstrated that we do, and that our artwork will be safe here and appreciated here. This is where they all belong. I do like museums. I think they're really important cultural landmarks in really every city that you go to. You learn a lot about the people, you learn their history, and it's never a waste of time. It's always a worthwhile way of spending your time. So, yeah, World Museum Day, I have my own favorites where museums are concerned. Dr. Abate?
Well, very quickly, I mean, there's a lot to talk about here. First, let's start with a theme, the future of museums, recover and reimagine. Museums provide us an opportunity to embark on a time travel, to document history, to provide education, to learn about our own humanity and embark on a journey of self-discovery. But I would like to talk more about Engineer Shillong. Engineer Shillong retired from Nigerite as the director of marketing. And over the years, he had collected a lot of artworks. He's the largest private art collector. Either it's photography or it's sculpture or it's... And what he has done is to put a fence around all of that by donating to the Pan-African University. That's an effort by an individual who believes he's an engineer, he's a lawyer, but he also loves the arts. And he has donated this. It's a major legacy coming from him. And I think that it's good to see that there is a curator there and that this is a public space, where people can learn, can reimagine, can rediscover, all owing to the ingenuity, to the benevolence of one man. I guess that there are lessons that others can learn from that, how you connect with society, how you give back.